The biggest one, obviously, is the price data that comes out Case-Shiller later today. But that's going to be a January number, so it's not even going to reflect some of the stuff that's gone on in the housing market in the last couple of months.
And we had a government shutdown, of course.
Yeah, you mentioned, bond rates are down. House mortgage rates are barely 4% again, and that's driving a lot of affordability and demand-side growth. That's likely to put a lot of price pressure up that we'll see in the next coming months out of Case-Shiller, like rising prices yet again.
I mean, that's the amazing thing about what's happened. I mean, this time last year, I was asking you about the trouble with housing because bond yields were going up and affordability was going down.
Right.
Wow, what a switch we've seen.
It's a total turnaround, and it's really being driven by that decline in rates. I was really surprised. You're
not the only one, Mark. Don't be hard on yourself.
My crystal ball is pretty cloudy, I guess. But we all thought, yeah, rates have to go up, and they did in 2018. And the sensitivity of the market, particularly on the demand side, I think was a bit of a shock. So we're really getting lucky and benefiting from yet again low mortgage rates.
But every time we've seen mortgage rates low, the problem with housing has been there's not much to buy. Inventory, the number of people selling their homes has been down. Any sign that's recovering?
Well, you have a huge supply problem, and it's not just around existing homeowners not wanting to move because they've got a low mortgage rate. It's also we've underbuilt. That's why we're looking at things like housing starts as an important number to look at, because we've underbuilt for the last decade. There's so many new households have formed who, last time I checked, like shelter, and we really have a housing shortage at play today. All of this is why we continue to see house prices going up.
Now, you live outside of D.C., correct?
Right.
High tax area.
Right.
Maryland, Virginia, parts of Virginia, New Jersey, the SALT deduction, the removal, the cap on that deduction. I know in my town, you see more for sale signs that seem to be sticking around longer. Have we seen that trickling through in a negative way in housing?
Yes, in a way. Everything that I just talked about is at the low and middle end of the housing market, and that's not the high end of the housing market, particularly the ultra high, where that sort of tax refugee is looking for somewhere else to live because of the impact.
If you've got a high property tax number in a high tax state, it's harder to sell your home right now, isn't it?
It's much harder to sell your home because people won't want to buy into that if they're not in that already and you want to get out of that. I mean, last year, the largest out-migration was people from New York, and the largest in-migration into housing markets was Florida. And then in California was out-migrating to Arizona and Nevada. So you can see that, if you can move when you're wealthy and have an expensive home, they are.
Yeah.